Hey, what's up guys, Anders here. In this episode I'm testing out my Panasonic G9 internal preamps to find out the noise that it generates. So I got very inspired after watching this video from SoundSpeed channel, and it was this guy named Baron who had a GH5 and also Sony a6400 and tested out the preamp noise and found out very weird spikes on his GH5 at -12 dB, which should logically be the quietest noise generator, and found also similar results at his Sony a6400, and I said to myself, well, I'm gonna test mine. Now, in order to test out the preamps of my Panasonic G9, I use this TRS cable that you get when you buy a VideoMicro, and I let the other side loose, and when you press record, all it's going to record is the noise floor or the self noise of the preamps. However, if you do have a Rode VideoMicro Pro on top of your camera, you can leave it as a whole, mount it on your camera, and there is a switch button on its rear that says on and off. So you can just let it off, turn it off, and then when you press record, it's just going to record the noise floor of your internal preamps of your camera. So you can also do that. While the Rode VideoMicro is just a bare bones shotgun microphone, no options, no battery, no high pass filter, none of that. So if you plug it in, it will immediately record audio. Let's jump to the test methods that I did. So in total, I completed 3 tests. In addition to the preamp noise test, I also tested the G9's internal microphone noise floor, and on the third scenario, I tested the Rode VideoMicro to check the added noise levels in difference to the preamp set bar. Now, since self-noise was my only objective here, I did all the tests during night to reach total silence for the best scientific test, right? And I placed my camera inside the closet for 20 seconds for each and every single different settings. Now, the Panasonic G9 audio gain inputs vary from -12 up to +6, and I tested each and single of these increments audio gain inputs just to make sure there were no any weird spikes between these audio gain inputs. Now, after I collected all these recordings, I threw them on Adobe Audition, and I pulled this tab from Amplitude Statistics, and I read data using the RMS average to read the noise floor data, and then I put those data on Excel, and then I pulled this graph from PowerPoint, and voila, let's have a look. So this is the graph. On the vertical axis you see the loudness decibel scale, on the horizontal axis you see the audio gain inputs from -12 to +6. Blue line represents the G9 preamp, green line the Rode VideoMicro, and the red line the G9 with its internal mic. As I was expecting, everything runs as it should. The lower the input gain, less noise generated, smooth increase from gain to gain, very reliable, and regarding this noise level, the G9 hit is really quiet. This actually explains why my recordings with my Rode VideoMicro in the past several months have been so quiet and noise levels used to be very low. Now, these were my test results on my Panasonic G9. As I saw from Baron's example, every camera could behave a bit differently. A camera could have a fault, it could be jinxed, what do I know? Therefore, I recommend you guys to try out and test out your equipments, your gears this way, and at least you'll know your camera better, especially if you rely on the internal preamps of your camera while using one of those run-and-gun microphones, right? And so if there is any spikes, any weird spikes during the audio input gains, at least you'll have the right knowledge in the future to avoid that singular audio gain input that adds so much noise, right? So yeah, I think that was helpful at least and interesting at the same time. So I guess I'll catch you on the next one. Bye bye.